So anybody who is not white, blonde hair, blue eyed is under threat by Donald Trump.
I have to agree with that. Yes. I mean, I did say that.
What do you think about black Americans that voted for Donald Trump?
I think that they were sideswiped, and I don't know what the they were doing. Honestly, you're voting against your best interest. Same goes for like middle America, you white dumb assholes. Like Donald Trump does not give a about you. He doesn't care.
Who is a better choice for black America?
I think Obama was amazing, and I wish he was still here. I do.
Can you name anything positive that Donald Trump's done?
I'm going to say I don't know. The thing is, I feel like every single thing that he does has an ulterior motive. It's not for like the better of the people. It's literally for him and how it's going to help him. He's like the absolute idea of a narcissist.
So Donald Trump, during his first term, signed the Future Act into law that permanently funded historically black colleges and universities. Okay. Do you think that that's a positive for black America?
Absolutely. Of course I do.
Do you think he did that because he cares or because he had an ulterior?
He did it because he was pressured and was like, you got to do this if you're going to get that.
Pressured by who?
By whomever, whatever other, like, you know, whatever the prid quo quo thing happens. I mean, like, he had to do this to get that. I don't have any other words outside. I fucking hate him. And
I could tell that.
I'm not going to say the words that I want to say, but I wish he were dead.
Why not?
Oh yeah, no.
You wish he was dead?
No, I just wish he would just go away forever. You know, anything that I say, any of the people that I'm associated with appreciate what I'm saying, and if they don't, I don't care anymore. You can leave me alone. I'm done.
You think most of black Americans would probably agree with what you said?
I would have to say yeah. I hope that they do. I hope that they can see what is going on. His birthday party with the tanks, get out of here. That's crazy.
You don't want to wish him a happy birthday, happy belated birthday?
No, I wish you were dead. Bye. Am I going to be arrested for that? I mean, God, can you imagine if that happened in America? If I could not say what I'm saying for fear of being arrested.
Well, I mean, I might as well just let you know, I'm a black American who voted for Trump.
I'm sorry about that.
Why? I'm getting what I voted for.
No, I'm sorry. No, are you?
Mm-hmm.
You are? What do you mean by that?
They're deporting criminals, people who shouldn't be in the country.
Criminals, honey. Yeah.
If you come here illegally, you're a criminal.
I think you're just trying to be divisive right now, and I don't think that's really how you
just
feel.
Asked my opinion.
I think that you are just doing this to sort of like ignite excitement, and I can't imagine you would vote for that person who literally doesn't care about you.
But he does.
He doesn't. His
actions say different.
Are you a white multi-millionaire male? Then
no,
probably you're not. So he doesn't really care about you at the end of the day. I should have understood who you are. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry for you. And again, I know you just want clicks.
You don't have to feel sorry for me. Typical white liberal, just telling me what I should believe, and then when I tell her that I actually don't believe that, I'm being divisive.
Yeah, so good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Van. We are all the LFR family. Make sure that you're tapped into our Spreaker audio podcast, which is getting canceled with LFR Family. All right, so I'm a black man, and I would love to speak on this just for a moment. The reason why, and I voted Democrat my entire life. I used to be black everything. I hated anything white, and I didn't even know anyone white. That was crazy. I didn't trust our government at all. Didn't trust any of the officials. Didn't trust police. Could care less about the military. And when I saw an American flag, I thought it was racist. Not sure why I had those thought processes, but it was what it was. Grew up in DC, and moved to Maryland later when me and my wife started our family, and voted blue my entire life, except for the 2024 elections when I voted for Trump. So I wouldn't have voted for Trump if it weren't for the Democrats completely doing whatever the hell they wanted to do and taking the black community downhill to hell. That's how far down the hill they took them, where they said, we're for the blacks and we will make sure we look out for you. Whereas everywhere that black people lived, like black communities, blue cities, was extremely high in crime, and they weren't doing anything about it. And they weren't doing anything about putting money in their pockets. They weren't doing anything about making sure that their education levels was on point. Whereas you got a bunch of these high schoolers who are still reading on a 4th grade level. Being that my wife and I, we married on 8898, August 8th, 98. We had 4 children. We have 4 amazing children. Youngest is 20, oldest is 28, JoJo is 23, and Junior is 26. Um, I mentioned that because our primary focus, even though her mom raised her by herself, and her mom was dealing with her own issues. I had my issues. My mother didn't raise me. My father didn't raise me. I was raised by my cousin on 3rd Street and Livingston Road. And it was extremely difficult. I was one of the only kids in the neighborhood still wearing a bunch of thrift store stuff. And people made fun, and I was trying my best to do anything I possibly could to help myself out in the future, help other people out, and help my guardian by trying to figure out how to make some money. But at a young age, I decided to do it every way but drugs. I would do it every way but sell drugs. And that's the reason why is because when you sell drugs, you can use that as a cop out. Go out there, get your packs, roll with a older guy who's been doing it for a minute, and the only thing you do is hand to hand, or you just you'll look out and all that other stuff. Well, I didn't want to get involved in that because that destroys the communities more than racism and white supremacy, which the Democrats blame a lot on when it comes to the destruction of the black community. So that tells me that they have absolutely no accountability. So now we have a bunch of lawmakers who are taking up for criminals more than they're taking up for American citizens, which leads me to why I believe that Trump is much better as a president than Biden was, and President Barack Obama. Um, then President Barack Obama, who we lifted up as our savior, being that he was the first black president, and we had a dollar with his face on it. We had a couple of newspapers rushed to buy newspapers on the day that he was elected so that we could make sure we had them and laminate them and all that other stuff, crazy stuff, because we thought that things was going to turn way better for black people in this country. What did he do for black people? Not a damn thing. But I'll tell you what he did for gay people. Everything. Even gave them their own month, Gay Pride Month. So coming back to what I was saying. So when we raised our own children, we raised them believing that their education was extremely important to them, and how they respond and react away from us represents us. So when you're out there in the world, make sure that you represent yourself and your family very well. And they did just that. What happened when they got older, old enough to go to college, they got an abundance of grants, an abundance of scholarships, not because they was better than any other kids, but because they had some structure. And the structure that they had came from 2 individuals, me and their mother, who could have easily had any excuse under the book as far as we're products of our environment. My wife was in a worse neighborhood than me in Robinson Place, but my neighborhood of 3rd Street and Livingston Road wasn't that great either. If you do your research of how that was in the 90s, you will totally, completely understand. But that was not going to be an excuse of ours. We told our kids, you didn't, even when they was getting older and wanting to have jobs, wanting to work at McDonald's, Bojangles, wherever, we told them, you don't have to have a job. Your education is your job. For every A and B you get, we'll pay for it. And on top of that, we'll teach you entrepreneurship. We'll teach you how to do that. My son, my daughter, take them to Costco. They'll buy big old bags of candy. They'll put a bunch inside of their book bag, take it to school. Throughout the course of the day, they sell them. They come back home with a wad of ones, a wad of cash, ready to go back to Costco to re-up for their business that they had established in high school or in middle school. So that's how they was doing it. Saying all that to say this, the Democrats hold us down by making us believe that we need the government in order to get right. And all the while, they're saying that if the government is not doing it for you, you don't have to do it for yourself. They act as if We're supposed to take pride in being African Americans by constantly paying homage to the ones that came before us. But when it comes to our own actions, all we want to do is protect the criminals and act as if they are the victims when where they're actively victimizing other people. They will bust in your home, um, victimize a family, and the family would just happen to have a gun, defend themselves, shoot the criminal, and the black community will be out there talking about they didn't have to shoot him. He didn't have to shoot him. George Floyd. This dude had, I don't know how many chances to get on the ground in the handcuffs, to get in the back of the cruiser in his handcuffs, to relax, to sit down and just let us do our job as police. And I never liked the police. But when I watched those videos over and over and over again, this dude fought and fought and fought and fought and fought as if he didn't have a reason to be in handcuffs when he actually committed a crime, when they actually called the police on him, and he was already a dangerous criminal that robbed an old lady at gunpoint. At gunpoint. So he was not an angel, but on the video. So saying all that to say this, the black community stood behind him simply because he was black. And I got tired of that, because if I don't teach my children this, why in the hell would I put my stamp on it when it comes to the black community as a whole? So the way that white people are looking at it, they see black people all out there protesting, saying they're taking our rights. They're getting rid of black jobs. They're getting rid of DEI programs. They're getting rid of, and guess what? They are. I'm not even going to stunt. They are. It's a bunch of stuff that's happening that's going directly against communities that have a bunch of black people in it. Don't know if it's to get back at them for the BS that they've been stirring over the last 4 years, because it was blatant. It was like a blatant race war going on for like the last 4 years under Biden and Kamala. Or is it on some racist sugar honey iced tea? I don't know. I hope it's not off no straight racist stuff. But my thing is this. White people on the left who look at black people who decide to think for ourselves and move accordingly, please don't look at us as being the dumb ones. We're actually the ones that's going out of our way to learn more, to educate ourselves as to why the Democrat Party is not for us. And then when we try to share with other people, all you do is knock it down as if it's bad information. And it isn't. When we try to tell them to look up Margaret Sanger, they don't want to look it up. When we try to tell them to listen to a little bit of Thomas Sowell, they don't want to listen to him. Anybody that speaks against the Democrat Party that's black, they look at as an Uncle Tom, as a coon, as a bootlicker, and the verbiage goes on and on. And just recently, Plies, the rapper, he calls black people who support Trump or support conservative values, he calls us house niggas, almost insinuating that black people are still slaves and the Democrats are the field niggas, the ones that's outside, the ones that's that don't mind getting beat, the ones that's always working on a scheme to take down massa. And that's how the Democrats, blacks, look at themselves. And they look at black people who are not outside with them working on a scheme to take down the white man as the house Negro. Here's my thing. I'm neither. I'm not a fucking slave. And neither are you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have, trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing, we have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.